Hi, I'm Alan from Caravan Information Services. For many, spring is usually the start of the caravanning season, and even if you have used the caravan throughout the winter, the beginning of spring is a great time to prepare the caravan for the year ahead. There are a number of tasks to perform around the caravan, and the first and the most time-consuming task is sterilising the fresh and wastewater tanks. So without further ado, let's make a start.
Spring is a great time to sterilise the freshwater system. This includes the aqua roll, the freshwater pipes, the water tanks, the taps and the shower. It's an easy task to perform, but it can take some time for the chemicals to do their thing. Start with the freshwater sterilisation, during which we can complete a few jobs or even leave it overnight and pop back in the morning. One important thing to mention is that you shouldn't use Milton. Instead, use PureClean in a powder form or in a sterilisation tablet. We go into more details about the products to use, the correct dosage and method in the sterilisation video we have on our channel. If you have a service pitch kit, these can easily be sterilised at home. Coil the hose in the bath and measure out a jug with warm water, PureClean, and pour it into the hose with one end blocked off. Then, after it's been soaked for a number of hours, attach the hose to the outside tap and run fresh water through it to remove the last few traces of the cleaning solution. Take this opportunity to clean the waste tanks, the pipes and the fittings. Using a cleaning solution such as Thetford Tank Cleaner or Wastemaster's Super Clean, the pipes and the Wastemaster can be disinfected and cleaned at the same time. The pipes and the waste fittings can also be cleaned using a soft brush and some tank cleaner and solution in warm water. When storing the Wastemaster after cleaning, leave one cap undone to allow the vessel to dry thoroughly. Whilst not in use, the toilet cassette can also be given a good clean too. Opening the cassette and looking inside will usually show what looks like to be limescale at the bottom. This is in fact chemical residue and is really easy to remove. Simply use very hot water in the cassette and leave for 15 minutes. This will break up and dissolve the residue. Slosh the liquid around before emptying down the toilet, and once empty, repeat the steps if the residue still exists. It can take a couple of goes if the residue is quite bad. But once clean, use a toilet cleaner such as Thetford Cassette Cleaner to disinfect in the cassette and then finish off by spraying the seal with some silicone lubricant. Checking the tyres should be done each time we set off, but now is a good time to give the tyres a really good examination, especially if the caravan has been sat for a few months, and don't forget to check the tyre pressures too. At the hitch, check that the handbrake operates normally, make sure the breakaway cable is in good condition and that the electric plug is free from any corrosion. If you see any signs of moisture, spray some WD-40 over the pins to provide some extra protection. Give the friction pads a good clean by using some brake cleaner or strong degreaser. Also give the inside of the hitch a really good dousing with some brake disc cleaner and wipe it clean. If it looks like you're removing any dirt, give it another clean until it's spotless inside. Before we move on, let's check that the corner steadies wind up and down with no resistance. If they feel a bit tight, add some grease to the turn screw. Use lithium white grease to keep them in good working condition. Now is a good time to check that the brakes haven't seized on the caravan. With the steadies raised, wheel locks removed, connect a tow vehicle or engage a motor mover and release the handbrake. Move the caravan backwards and forwards a few inches and this will confirm whether the brakes are free and also that the motor mover is working as it should. Check that the plug and the socket are in good order on the electric hookup cable. Make sure no corrosion is on any of the pins and that the entire length of the cable is free of any damage. If it is damaged, no matter how slight, it's not worth repairing, but instead replacing. If you can check the electrical systems work, then plug the caravan in and run up items such as the microwave, the hot plate and the fridge on electric hookup. If you are in storage with no access to mains power, you need to wait until you're hooked up before checking that they are working fine. Now is a good time to change batteries in smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors and TPMS sensors. In fact, make sure you have enough spare batteries for all TV remotes as well. Make sure you have spare fuses just in case, and next up we can check the leisure battery. Check the voltage of the battery using the inbuilt panel in the caravan. With nothing switched on, the voltage in the battery should be above 12.4 volts. Anything below this voltage can indicate a discharged battery, and if left in this state for prolonged periods of time can damage the battery further. 12.7 volts or above will indicate a fully charged battery. We should also check the condition of the battery. Make sure the terminals are clean, free of damage or corrosion, and check the case for splits, cracks or any damage. This can sometimes happen in cold weather, so do pay close attention to the case of the battery. If you do find any cracks, bulges or liquid around the battery should be disposed of responsibly at a household recycling centre. Check inside the battery locker for any damage, make sure the straps or the brackets that hold the battery in place are in good order, and finally, an item that usually gets missed is the vent tube. If you have one fitted, make sure it's connected correctly, free of kinks, and that it vents to the outside. Making sure all subscriptions are in date, active and valid is also fairly important. You certainly don't want your club membership, insurance or tracker subscription to lapse, so take some time to make sure all of these are still active. Make sure the breakdown cover for the car, the caravan and the club memberships are in date. It's a good idea to make sure the tracker and alarm are both working correctly. So intentionally trigger the alarm in the caravan to make sure that the siren is working, and if you have a proactive tracker, check it's been activated and you have received a notification. At the back of the caravan we should also check the road lights are not cracked or that have any condensation in the lenses. If they do, it's likely that water is getting into the housing. While the lights are on, make sure the marker lights all work as well, and that includes the sides and the front of the caravan. When it comes to gas, all we are checking is that things are working. We certainly don't want to be undertaking any maintenance on the gas system. If anything is out of the ordinary, stop immediately and call in a professional. Bad gas installations, broken appliances or leaks can kill. First up, make sure that the hose and the regulator are okay. Check the dates on the pigtail. If it's greater than 5 years old, then you should replace it. Switch on your gas supply and light all the rings on the cooker, grill and oven. Make sure that all the flames are clean and blue and not yellow. If you do see any yellow flames, then switch off immediately and book your caravan in to have the gas system investigated. Whilst we're dealing with the cooker, let's check the date of the fire extinguisher and the fire blanket, and again, if they exceed 5 years of age, consider changing them for newer versions. And as we checked earlier on the batteries of the smoke and carbon monoxide monitors, let's press the test button to make sure that they work correctly. One of the biggest jobs to complete is giving the outside of the caravan a good thorough clean, including the roof. Paying close attention to the solar panel if installed and removing as much debris from the roof as we possibly can. Once clean, it's a good idea to apply some polish and wax. Use a waterless wash and wax to give the caravan a good clean and remove any watermarks and streaks from the roof cleaning process. Once done, lubricate the lockers and window rubbers with silicone lubricant. So now the outside is nice and clean, let's pop back inside and continue checking and sorting. We will start with a good clean, making sure that all the cupboards have had a good wipe down, any food items have been checked for dates and if needed, removed. Don't forget to remove any bedding, blankets or towels and scatter cushion covers too. These should all be taken home and washed, dried and returned to the caravan. Vacuum under seats and beddings to remove any sand, dog hair or dust. A fine tip nozzle on the vacuum is perfect for those hard to reach areas. In the kitchen, clean the cooker, including the hob, grill and the oven, and inside the microwave, the fridge and the sink. In the washroom, clean all around the toilet, making sure the wash basin, the shower cubicle and the shower screen are all clean. Wipe the surfaces down with a microfiber cloth and clean all the mirrors with an automotive glass cleaner. Finally, give the floors a really good vacuum, the carpets a good clean and all the work surfaces a wipe over. It's a good opportunity to remove any items that we don't use and given the lockers a really good sort out. The very last job is to restock any consumables such as toilet chemicals, first aid items and medication, not forgetting sunscreen and insect repellent.
That's it for now. We hope you have found this video useful. Check out the other help and advice videos in the services on our website. And while you're there, why not join the UK's fastest growing caravan and motorhome community? We offer great membership perks, including live chat support with an engineer for specialist and emergency advice. Hope to see you soon. Happy caravanning.